Hey, what's going on, Team Taurus? This is Brandon over at Wow Intuitive, here to do your energetic reading for the weekend of July 19th. This is going to be a little bit of advice to maybe help you get through the weekend, bring towards you what you don't, keep away what you don't want to be near you. But the way we're going to do it is we're going to do 2 cards for each kind of Taurus out there, 2 for the single Taurus, 2 for the Taurus that's in a relationship or in a couple, and two for that Taurus that's kind of in between. Maybe you're just out there playing the field and you want to be single and you don't want to be involved, but you do have relationships out there, or maybe you're just confused about where you stand with somebody. We're going to do 2 cards for each type of Taurus, okay? But you guys are all Tauruses and energy is fluid, so you'll probably be able to pull a little bit of information from each one of the groups, no matter which one you identify with. So take it as a full reading and take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't, all right? I hope everybody is having a good Friday so far. Mine's not too bad. It was a little bit rainy earlier, but hey, at least the plants are getting a good drink, so can't complain. Probably wouldn't do any good anyway. What do we have for the beautiful Taurus, July 19th? What good advice do we have for our lovely Torians out there, July 19th? What do we have for beautiful Taurus? Woo! Wow, that was aggressive. All right. So the first one coming out for the beautiful Torians out there is intuition. Maybe we're doing a little bit more self-work. I know we've been doing a lot of that lately, but the work continues. It's just a never-ending job to make sure that your still is sharp. But make sure that we're being intuitive and not just reactive. Okay, let's make sure that we're really digesting everything, every bit of information that we can before we make a decision about something this weekend. But let's also make sure that we're using that intuition to put ourselves around people and doing things that inspire us and keep us fired up from inside. But yeah, still a moment of quietness, and maybe before you decide to go out with some people or decide to call them to see what they're doing, take a little bit of time to meditate and see what it is exactly you want to do this weekend. Maybe you should switch it up and maybe not hang out with the people who you always hang out with, and maybe do something different. But use your third eye to see what it is that the universe wants you to do and wants you to do with it. Maybe it's something completely different from your normal, like going on a nature walk if you don't usually go outside like that. But yeah, use that universal guidance to kind of steer you this weekend. You don't want to do anything just because it seems like the thing to do. You want to do something because you're called to do it. You want to do something because you're compelled to, because you're driven towards it, okay? We're also going to want to communicate. We're going to want to communicate very clearly this weekend. We don't want to get bogged down. This is throat chakra energy. The first card we pulled was third eye. But we're going to make sure that we're using that third eye, that intuition, so that we are communicating clearly. We are communicating honestly. We are communicating beautifully. Make sure that you're using your words to your advantage, not to your detriment this weekend, Taurus. I know sometimes the bull has its horns out and it's just charge. But sometimes the bull is not doing that. Sometimes the bull is just chilling and being a beautiful cow. So let's be beautiful cows this weekend, all right? But yeah, let's make sure that we're communicating well, making sure that our words aren't causing confusion or causing strife or causing low vibe energy. Let's make sure that we're the catalyst for that intuition, maybe in somebody else. Maybe we're speaking to somebody about our intuitions, and that's going to help them develop theirs as well. But keep the words out of your mouth light, and keep them playful, keep them wonderful, keep them harmonious, keep them bouncing, all right? Make sure your words bounce out of your mouth and don't just tumble and spill, okay? For the Taurus in love, the Taurus that's in a couple, make sure that heart chakra is wide open. We're going to bring that dog face love, that I'm so glad to see you no matter how long you've been gone. We're going to bring that love to the table. I'm just so satisfied with you is what you want your partner to feel, with the love that you extend out to them this weekend. If you've been going through something, that's what's going to cure it. That's what's going to cure anything that's been ailing your relationship, is just extending that love, because you love them. That's the thing about a dog's love. You can throw something at them, but if you leave the house for 5 minutes and come back, they've forgotten all about that. And they're just happy to be around you, happy that you want to be around them. And that's what you need to extend out, maybe to fix something that maybe has been a little bit awry in your relationship, is bring in that love, that unnecessary love this weekend. I know you don't want to overinvest in somebody sometimes, because sometimes you give somebody too much of a thing and they abuse it. But I don't think that's the case for you this weekend. I think that if you show an abundance to love to somebody, that's going to pull that right back into your own life, into your own physical space. So love and love hard this weekend, even if it's for no reason, even if you have no reason to do this for your partner this weekend, do it, because it's going to heal whatever wound is open. It's going to mend whatever bridge is broken. Okay. So let's make sure that we're doing this weekend and loving hard. All right, Taurus, I know you guys can handle it, because we got some of the biggest hearts out there. And wow, we're staying with it. Heart chakra energy. That's going to be a key for you Taurians in love, and for Taurians in general, is extending that big heart out. We're able to do it. We're able to do that same thing in anger, and we're able to do the same thing in love that we do in anger, and charge with it. We're able to pierce people with it, to bring it into their life, even if they didn't expect it or want it, particularly at that moment. But use that, extend that heart chakra, try to open it as wide as you can. Sure, it does leave you open to be hurt or harmed, but if you got your Torian shell on, then you're not really worried about that. You did your part. You did what you were supposed to do. You know you haven't done anything but the right thing, and you can exist better after knowing something like that for yourself. So make sure your heart is wide open this weekend, okay? It's going to bring a lot of surprises in for you in your life, all right? For you Torian in-betweeners out there, we're going to keep doing a little bit of, like I said, the single Torian is on the same thing. We're using that third eye energy. We're using that mind chakra energy so that we can really see the world around us and really see what it is maybe that we want or desire, and start manifesting that, pulling it towards you. Start bringing it in, magnifying things about yourself that you really like, and getting rid of things that you do not. Sometimes the temple needs a good cleaning. Sometimes it needs to be just completely torn to the ground and rebuilt. Sometimes you have to burn the field to till the soil again. So let's make sure that we're using our intuition and that universal guidance, so that we're walking towards everything that the universe wants to give you this weekend. A lot of Taurians out there are probably seeing things they've never seen, smell, or your senses are really, really stimulated, because you're seeing the world in a brand new way, and you want to keep that up, because there's many doors that are going to keep opening if you keep walking down that path and allowing it. So let's keep sharpening that. Let's keep that eye open. Now that we have the third eye open, let's make sure that we're focusing the lens so that we see everything as clearly as we want to, okay? And yeah, for all you Taurians out there that maybe are a little bit in between, maybe you just need to leave that energy alone for now and do something that inspires you. You can't get inspired by something you have no clue about, maybe unless you have a lot of faith in them. But if you're in a complicated situation, obviously you don't know which way that wind blows. So let's do something this weekend that inspires us, okay? Let's do something this weekend that connects us, our mind, our third eye energy, with the crown energy of inspiration. When you do something inspired that comes from the universal source, the creator, the divine consciousness, let's make sure that we're doing things that bring that spark from within this weekend, and not just doing something for the sake of doing it. Okay, even if that requires you to not be out there and not present yourself to the party, do that internal self-work and self-healing, and prepare yourself for the reveal of the brand new you. But keep building yourself, and keep rising up as you guys have been. I know the Taurians we've been getting a lot of hell lately, but it has seemed to have smoothed out over the past month or so. Even with the retrogrades, even with these eclipses, a lot of Taurians, I feel, have been using that, so that, because everybody's communicating as clearly as we usually do, so it works for us. But that's really all I have for you guys for now. Let's make sure that we're opening that heart as wide as possible, and make sure that we're using our intuition to block anything that doesn't need to be there. But make sure we're communicating clearly, honestly, and with as much compassion as possible, okay? Make sure that you're using that Torian wisdom so that you understand everyone and everything around you. But in the meantime, until the next week when we do our weekly read, I hope you guys have a safe, fun weekend. Take care of yourselves. Peace. Namaste.